Welcome to Section 420, Talking Yankees, the podcast. Well, now you can pop the champagne. The Yankees finally, officially getting the AL East crown with a 10-1 victory over the Baltimore Orioles. I guess they did it big finally. After squandering the first two games there, and it was getting a little annoying. You never felt that the Yankees were going to blow the whole opportunity, but you just want to get it done. And look, Baltimore's a good team. So you figure maybe, hey, possibly the Yankees could get swept by them. And then, of course, I think the Yankees would have definitely won one of the games against Pittsburgh. But nevertheless, all to be done with. So the Yankees finish off the AL East crown there, and now it's just a matter of, are they going to be the number 1 or 2 seeded team there with Cleveland on their heels a little bit. So, you definitely want to get that number 1 seed. Not only because, obviously get the bye, but of course, if you do face Cleveland, then you'll have the home field advantage. Now, I think the Yankees also play well in Cleveland. We've seen that in the past, and, twice in the postseason in recent years, they've gone to Cleveland, gotten some big wins there. So, again, I don't think it's a hellscape for the Yankees, but you'd rather be at Yankee Stadium there. So, we'll get into all that, and also some, major injury news regarding Nestor Cortes. Obviously, he's someone probably, I'm not sure if he would start a playoff game, but definitely a weapon you might want out of the bullpen there. So, he's going to be out for a while. So, get into all that stuff. But before we do, make sure you subscribe to this podcast, Section 420 Talking Yankees, the podcast. And there's also the YouTube episode. Just, dropped the recent one 2 days ago. Kind of go over the whole playoff brackets and kind of where teams fit in and kind of all the rules, regulations, how many rounds, how many games per round, and all that great stuff. So if you want to get caught up on that, make sure you go over to YouTube, Section 420 Talking Yankees, catch the latest episode, and subscribe there as well. So Yankees with a 10-1 win. Kind of you could feel maybe all the offensive frustrations just letting out because kind of the first two games were, well, I guess maybe blame pitching a little bit. On the second game, first game, Clark Schmidt pitched okay. The offense was kind of a little sleepy there. Second game was just kind of a bit of a muck fest. But finally, you get both. You get a good offensive performance, 10 runs there, and of course a good strong start by Garrett Cole. So putting it all together there. And that's probably the more important thing was Garrett Cole now. 2 really good starts in a row, going 6 2/3 innings, looking very dominant. And as you're going into October, going into playoffs, that's what you want to see. So you take the Oakland start where he went 9 innings. Now this with 6 2/3, very dominant stuff there. So he's just maybe finally getting to that Garrett Cole stride. He's been back for a while, but it's been kind of like 5 1/3 innings, 6 innings, 6 innings, 6 innings, and you want to see the ace. You want to see a guy going 7 8 innings strong there. So you're starting to see that for Garrett Cole. So this is probably where he would be, quote unquote, in his stride. Then it's really good news for the Yankees there. And Giancarlo Stanton having himself a game there, bases clearing double, as well as a little home run he flicked over the wall. Aaron Judge, crazy enough, hitting a home run in all 3 of these games. Could he potentially, if they play him a lot in this Pittsburgh series, could he match 62? I mean, he's up to 58 right now there, so maybe. I don't know if that's going to happen now, because I did ask Aaron Boone, how you going to handle these last 3 games, and he's mentioned, yes, it is important to get the number 1 seed, but at the same time, he has to balance that with getting some guys a day here or two, so, I don't know if you're going to see, the best of the best Yankee lineups, get in all these 3 Pittsburgh games there, maybe you'll see a game where it's all right, Soto and Stanton, but no Judge, or then Judge and Stanton, but no Soto, you might see that a little bit. I would put Jason Dominguez in left field for all 3 of these games. Just get him some more reps out there. We saw him butcher a ball in left field in the second game there. He's naturally a center fielder, but, he kind of it's a different angle for him. It's a little bit of a defensive liability, yeah, for sure. I would start him all 3 games out there. Again, let him get the reps out there in left field because, he's probably, you'd want him to be your starter. Even though Verdugo's defense is probably just a little bit better than his as a left fielder there. But again, I want Dominguez's bat there over Verdugo's bat. I know Verdugo hit a home run in his final Baltimore game as well there, but I don't want Verdugo starting these games. You saw it in the first game, Verdugo had some opportunities, 2 on, nobody out, and he hits a tailor-made double play right up the middle there. I just don't want him with the bat in his hand in a big spot there. So you give up a little bit defense, but I'd rather have Dominguez there out in left field. And as for Nestor Cortes, just before the Baltimore series, they reported that his elbow wasn't feeling well, so had an MRI on it, and it looks like a bit of a flexor strain, so nothing structurally damaged there, but they had to put him on the 15-day IL, and now it's retroactive a little bit, so he's not going to be, it's not like 15 days moving forward, but still, first of all, 2 things. I mean, I don't know where you would put him anyway. He's probably not going to start one of the playoff games. I mean, potentially, the championship series, the World Series, he could be a number 4 starter there. But, it's all based on matchups. I mean, you could just as easily go with Stroman. Just him, I think it's a bit of a wash. Nestor, kind of having a weird season. Not terrible, not great. But he's not someone, I don't know if you would use him to start a playoff game that where, so even if he's pretty much done for the rest of the year, I don't think it's a huge loss for the A's. And Nestor Cortes, he's not the type of guy, I know he's a lefty, but he's not the type of guy that comes out of the pen and, blows guys away like that. So I don't know if you're going to use him as a bullpen weapon. I mean, only the time you would really see Nestor Cortes is if whoever's the starter that day is just getting knocked around and getting bombed, and you got to yank him out and then put someone who could give you multiple innings. That's when you'd probably see Nestor Cortes. And if that's the case, then you're probably losing that game anyway because the starter's getting rocked there. So, it's annoying news, but I don't think it's a killer for the Yankees, man. Maybe he does come back by, if the Yankees are able to get to the championships round, ALCS, maybe he'll be back in time for that. I don't know. Again, it's kind of a wash a little bit because him and Stroman, I mean, it's almost the same thing, more or less. And of the two, maybe I'd rather have Nestor start the game. But obviously, if he can't go, I think you got Stroman as an option. You have Clarke Schmidt as an option, who pitched pretty good so far since he's been back. Pitched decent enough in the Baltimore game. Should have gotten the win there. But again, the offense was kind of a no-show. So even if he has to go for a Game 4 start, I don't love it. But it's not a really big deal. And even someone like Cody Petit, who's now rejoined the team again. He's also an option for a Game 4 start, but more like of all of them, they probably go to Stroman. I know they've been using Stroman a little bit out of the bullpen lately, just because they have to go to a 5-man rotation. You got too many starters there, so Stroman now is able to slot himself in as a starter yet again there. So that's where we are. So you have to worry about it. You have to panic a little bit. If the Yankees would have blown that opportunity to be the AL East champions, it probably would have been probably one of the biggest chokes of all time. I mean, you probably put it up there with the 0-4 collapse, being a 3-up on the Boston Red Sox, to be 6 games above the Baltimore Orioles and just needing one win or one of their losses to get the AL East title and not have that happen. Again, that would probably have been even a bigger choke. So you could breathe a sigh of relief. There's no choke there, so now it's just a matter of these 3 games against the Pirates. How the Yankees are going to play them. Are they going to bring out their good relievers in big spots, or are they going to give someone like Luke Weaver a day off? And maybe it's one of these 3 games you see Clay Holmes get an opportunity to close again, just because maybe Holmes, they would want to rest Weaver and throw Holmes out there just to see how he would perform. So that all remains to be seen there. But the good news, the Yankees are able to celebrate on the field, take the pitches, all the good stuff, crack the champagne, and then get a couple more days there. And Aaron Judge, again, I don't know if Boone is going to play Judge for all these 3 Pittsburgh games. And, again, it is fairly interesting because he is somewhat within striking distance of the 62 home runs, but it would be the same thing. He'd have to hit like a home run in all 3 games, and then one of those games hit 2 home runs. And I just don't think it's going to happen. So maybe he ends up at like 59 home runs or 60, which is still an insane season for him there. So hard to say he's not your MVP there, and you're ready hearing the MVP chants from the Yankee Stadium faithful. So that's the episode. AL East champs put in the books, and now we'll just see if they could capture that number 1 seed. Catch you next time.